guys, updates for this video. I put a couple clips in the beginning that I forgot to put in the last one. I just keep finding stuff piled in folders. Like I said, all this stuff's a couple years old. Primarily in this video though, we'll tear the motor down. A whole bunch of new parts go on it. The supercharger came in. I get that installed to see it run for the first time. There's a little bit of body work in this one, but not too much. That one will be in the next video. Project updates. I'm still stuck in my hotel room, as you can see, and making my way back home. So there's a 1990 Land Rover Defender sitting in the garage, maybe a 1978 F250 around the corner. Not really sure what's happening with those, but I'll get some footage when I get working on them.
Alright, finally. The floor patch is ready to go in. The floor is cut. Welder primer is applied. And we'll get going. The subframe is all stripped. Ran die grinder with wire brush across it, clean off any of the surface rust. Some flash rust after I pressure washed it. Suspension is out. Cute little coil springs. Get all that cleaned up later when I rebuild. But about to wipe it down with some solvent right now. Then paint it with some undercoating. And then we'll start the rebuild. The GoPro died yesterday, and I didn't catch a lot of things that happened. The engine and transmission have been separated after having to cut the boss on the clutch very tediously to not screw up the crankshaft. But that's done, and I now need a new boss and a pressure plate. But engine parts aren't here. Talked to them today. They were supposed to ship last Thursday, and they didn't. So while we're waiting for that, I've moved on to bodywork. Try to make some headway on this. I've got one spot here that's going to need a good patch welded in. Everything else was very, very minor surface rusting. And the rest of the car, once we get it sanded down, I think will be about the same way. As a couple small spots like that one there. That'll just be on the surface. And yeah, let's see how the day goes. Engine parts came in. So the new tappets are in, along with the new turbo cam. But then I remembered that I cannot continue to build the engine because this cover plate looked like crap and needed to be cleaned and painted, so got that done. And I guess I'll press on with engine build tomorrow. Here is a preview of what the color is going to look on the car. Didn't even prep that panel at all, I just had a little bit left in the gun. So I went ahead and sprayed some on there. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I had to countersink the plate to put these new screws in because the duplex timing gears obviously are wider. So once you put everything on, the original bolts hit the back of the chain. Of course, it didn't come with any instructions, so trial and error, read a couple forums, I think I have it figured out now, so we'll go ahead and finish putting this on. And finally, so this was the problem we were having, is there's a fuzz in there, there we go. The old bolts, these, stuck out too far and they hit the chain. What I didn't know is I needed to countersink this plate to fit this new duplex set on here. But now that everything is on there and good to go, I can press on. Okay, so the GoPro died and I skipped a bunch of stuff today. The new head is in. Rally spec, stage 4, ported and polished, 250-pound double springs, along with large valves. I also painted the valve cover, and I'll polish the tops of the ridges so that they're nice and shiny, silver, whatever it is. All right, updates on updates. I have done a horrible job at bringing the GoPro out this week, so a few of the engine components have been painted, and the motor, it is most of the way back together. So I'm still waiting on the supercharger. Thanks, Stuart, for that. Stuart Gurr over at VMaxSCart has told me that it will be here this Wednesday. I know it's a custom-made part, but man, I've been waiting for, I don't know, a month and a half, a little more. But in the meantime, started getting everything else together on it. We'll get the supercharger on that, press on, and get it in the subframe. In the meantime, the radiator shroud does not fit the new electric fan, so the fan will need trimmed down, just these mounts on the outside, and then that'll be good. I had to do a little straightening out on the radiator after my son dropped his Tonka truck on it, but that's fine. The rear subframe is out, and the bodywork is still moving along. We're getting there. The garage is a mess. Fix that today and start over. So the supercharger came yesterday, and obviously that's going to be today's project then. Pull this back apart, and I'm an idiot. I completely forgot that this breather has to be cut off for the supercharger belt, which means the cover has to come back off. That needs cut. A plug needs welded.